Today's topic, FIFA World Cup. If you're unaware, the World Cup is currently happening in Qatar, Men's World Cup, and there's been a lot of controversy surrounding the fact that it's happening in this tiny Middle Eastern country. The World Cup itself is mired in a lot of controversy because a lot of migrants who were brought in to work to build the stadium and all the facilities for the World Cup, a lot of them reportedly have died as a result of the working conditions. A lot. Also, people have cited the fact that there's a lot of anti-LGBTQ laws, anti-alcohol laws, which makes it unfit to be a location for the World Cup. And so now, all this muggled together, people are having a lot of... It's been happening for quite some time, but now that's actually happening, all the focus is on the fact that, Qatar's a bit of a fucked up place. I'm going to play a video from the president of FIFA, the people who actually gave Qatar the rights to be able to host the World Cup, and listen to what he says.
Today I feel Arab. Today I feel African. Today I feel gay.
Nigga, what the fuck did you say? I don't know where the hell you was going with this one, but when I hear you speak, the only thing that comes to mind is, hey, I heard you was a wild one. ooh, shit.
Today I feel disabled.
If this is some kind of kumbaya thing where it's like, we are the world.
We are the world.
I don't want to hear it.
You don't want to hear that he's a children?
I don't want to hear it.
No, because he's about to say, today he feels like a children.
And that's why I get to fuck 13 years.
Whoa!
If you think about it, that's the argument he's making.
Bruv.
Today I feel disabled. Today I feel a migrant worker. As a child, at school, I was bullied because I had red hair, and I had these red, how do you call them?
Freckles.
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 Sorry?
Freckles.
Freckles. You see, I don't even know the term. So I was bullied, of course, for that. Plus I was Italian, so imagine. Didn't speak good German. And what do you do then? You lock yourself down, you go into your room, you cry, and then you try to make some friends. And you try to speak, to engage, and you try to get these friends to engage as well with others, and others, and others. You don't start accusing, fighting, insulting. You start engaging.
We've learned that it's not because you make a whole heap of money that you should be talking. It's not because you're the president of anything that you're the face of the thing and then you should be talking.
How many of these European or Western business, how many of them have addressed migrant workers' rights? This moral lesson giving, one-sided, it's just hypocrisy.
If you're confused by what the fuck is happening, just know FIFA was paid a pretty penny. And by penny, I mean billions of dollars to do this.
That's a lot.
Make no mistake, they'll sit up there, open up their anus to let Satan roll through if it meant they made a few extra billion. These people are hell's incarnate on earth. They are disgusting. They engage in all kinds of forms of corruption at the highest level, and they don't care about nothing but money.
But what is it?
What is what?
What is that?
What is what?
What is going on?
I don't know.
It is a sickness!
I think for what we Europeans have been doing in the last 3,000 years around the world, we should be apologizing for the next 3,000 years before starting to give moral lessons.
It's not because you have a valid point, meaning whatever happened in the past and you base yourself on facts that happened back then, that it justifies you deflecting everything that you're deflecting and what happened in Qatar. And be like, yeah, let's not blame Qatar because we fucked up too. So let's not blame them. No, I think you should be blamed. Both of y'all should be blamed. That's it. You can't deflect motherfuckers being like, yeah, no, we did this in the past, so we do that right now, so don't judge. Yeah, no. Nah, I understand where you were coming from, what you try to use. All right, good, but no.
What happened 2,000, 1,000, 200 years ago has nothing to do with the fact that Qataris were killing people as recently as last year. Okay, the two things are not analogous, they're not the same. Stop wasting my time with that shit. You want to have a discussion about European colonization and its effects, go ahead. It has nothing to do with the fact that the very place that people are buying tickets and going to is one made from what? Pretty much slave labor. Okay? Border life. Okay? There's a giant difference between me going to America, a country founded on slaves a long time ago, and then enjoying my time there, and going to some fucking place in Qatar where the blood of the people still hasn't dried. Bitch, that's his difference. That's different. Not the same.
Say it.
Okay? And you can make the argument that a lot of these countries, whatever their dark history is, they've had made some form of restitution to some degree. Or they've evolved to some degree. Qatar's still in the past, bitch. It's not a positive that you are a reflection of the past of these European colonizing countries. Like, it's not a good thing. Oh, yeah. How you gonna talk shit about me, nigga? I was you 200 years ago. Yeah, motherfucker, grow up. This issue, even though it's becoming a hot button topic now, nigga, this is crazy. I made a video 4 years ago talking about maids in the Middle East and how people would be hired as servants.
Yeah.
Okay? From Asia, from Africa, and they would get brought. It's not even a Qatar thing. Let me be clear. Okay? Some of these servants were brought to like Lebanon, Syria, Saudi Arabia. What ends up happening is these people who need to get jobs or want to get jobs for their family get brought to these countries, okay? Through agencies. And then once they get brought there, in order for them to not be able to leave and then to be really subservient, their passports get confiscated. Their pay gets withheld because they send the money back for them, okay? There's a bunch of stuff that they do to take control of these people. And if they act too crazy, sometimes they just whack them, okay? You don't have to believe me. I'm not going to play the videos here because the videos are pretty hard to watch, okay? But I'll link it below so you guys can go watch the original video I made 4 years ago. And you can look at those videos. They are fucked up of what they do to these migrants, okay? Me knowing it's like it's a cultural thing. They even say "Anta Filipina," which means like, oh, you have a Filipino. Oh, I have an Ethiopian. What do you have? Like, it's caught into the language, the ownership over these people, that they are like not second class, bitch, third class. I mean, no class. They're not even citizens, bitch. They dogs.
Pokemons.
Okay, they dogs that clean and come with a few extra features. Now that's fucked up for me to say, but that is what it is. You're talking about people whose mouths get sewn up. You're talking about people who get murked. You got people who get like touched however they want to if the man wants. Like, it is what it is. So the World Cup comes around and now you have these motherfuckers by the thousands getting offed. You're here to work. I'm tired. The sun's out. I'm dehydrated. Don't care. Throw his body out back. They know what it is. This stadium absolutely was built on the backs of dying people.
Shut up. Slavery. They call them migrants. It's just to say that they move. It's like I remember when I was in school and they were talking about natives and they said that, you know, the natives traded. They showed them out that's not what happened. You know, when they talking about, oh, well, you know, they needed help to harvest everything that was in this country. So they needed help and they called on the help of Africans. It was not help. Okay? These were not migrants. When you're a migrant, you migrate somewhere, you get there, you establish yourself, you work, and then you do your thing. When your livelihood is not, that's not a migrant, that's a slave. Let's call an apple and a slave a slave. That's a slave. That's a goddamn slave. Stop.
Well, listen, I think slave, even for me, is a bit too strong of a term because it's not like they were put on a ship and forced there against their will. Okay, they were obviously pushed there by economic situations, but it borderlines on in terms of the relationship between the person who runs them and the person who's working.
It's not in where you came from or how you came somewhere. You can come from a country in a fucking plane. If you work and you're not paid your wage and you have unsanitary fucking conditions and you're not paid what you're supposed to pay, you're a slave. A slave is not how you came in a boat. That's not the definition of a slave. You can come in a motherfucking slave. You can come in a motherfucking spaceship if you want. If you're not paid your wage, and you're not paid at all, and you're not fed, and they don't care about your well-being, you're a slave. Even if you're paid, you could be a slave. Because what were they saying about slave? Well, at least, we feed them, we give them a roof. Still a slave. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That's not the definition of a slave. So yeah, carry on.
Okay, there, Mr. Heated.
I'm just saying.
Go ahead.
Definition was wrong.
Go ahead.
Slave, not migrants. Just say with your chest. Migrants. Shut up. Shut up. Migrants.
Why are you so heated?
It's the story they've been feeding us. Like you're stupid. Oh yeah, the pilgrims, they sat with the Indians and then, nah, man. Don't tell me that the pilgrims had to sit down with the natives. Okay, had a little powwow. Oh, let's share. This is corn. Oh yeah, well, this is your wife. This is what it is. Stop.
Yeah, there you have it.
Chris, ça m'a emmené, là, tabarnak. Prends le monde pour les esclaves, là. It's good.
Yeah.
They said the same thing. I've heard the same thing when I was in school. I kid you not. Collège Français. Shout outs to you, Longueuil. Bunch of bitches. You could leave that shit and I don't give a fuck. I remember my teacher told us that Africans immigrated in the Caribbean. That was not immigration. Okay? It's not because you move from one place to another because you have fucked up conditions where you were that you're an immigrant. Shit. You're a slave if you work for free. Carry on. I'm done for real now.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys heard it from Preach first. And so when it comes to this World Cup, people like asking my thoughts about it. And none of this is surprising. It's like when you live in these countries, two people can be Indian, and the real thing that differentiates them is the passport. If they find out your passport's American, you're American. If they find out your passport's Indian, bitch, why do you have your passport?
You're a migrant.
Why do you have your passport at all? Go back to work, stupid. Where's your owner? Put on this leash. That's how it be. Okay? Make all this talk about openness and all this other stuff, nah. And I think the media tiptoes around criticizing some of these countries and criticizing some of these places just because, don't want to seem Islamophobic or whatever it is. But it is what it is. It is what it is. There's a tremendous amount of racism. There's a tremendous amount of discrimination. And that's what these places are really well known for in a lot of countries like Ethiopia. That's why none of this is surprising to me, because I've already tackled with this history a long time ago. Sorry. This anti-black, anti-immigrant sentiment is not just a white people thing.
Oh, no, it's not.
Don't make the mistake. If you think it's bad in North America or the Western world, brother, you ain't gone to where it's really bad. It's getting spat on, getting beat, getting put in jail for Yeah, it gets worse.
I'm following a traveler that goes around the world.
Yeah.
And she lists all the countries that she feels the most unsafe. And the top ones are not from the Western world.
Nope. So let's keep it a stack. It is what it is about these places. They are fucking shitholes. They might have all this money, but in terms of morality, they're bankrupt shitholes. Now, I'm not here to tell them to change their ways. I'm not here to tell them, but I think when it comes to some international, like the Olympics or the World Cup, they shouldn't be allowed to host it. Personally. That's just how I feel about it.
No, if you have some place that is talking about unity and everybody should be accepted, and that's what those events, want to portray. Yeah, well, a country like that shouldn't host them. But that's not what you live for.
So this goes to show you all this talk that these organizations, be it FIFA, Olympic committees, do about inclusion, safety, LGBTQ plus what, they don't care.
Money.
The moment somebody comes with a big enough check, they bent over and they're like, who do I need to call it? Who do I need to call it? Don't say anything. At the end of the day, this is all about money. So there you guys have it. For Qatar, this is a big economic boom. They hope it's going to give them a good press in the world, draw the attention of many people to immigrate. And for FIFA, they just got cut a big check by oil money. So They win.
Hey, must be the money.
All the people virtue signaling and talking about, I care about this, but you guys are ambassadors for this World Cup. You make me cringe. I don't expect it of the players, because the players are paid to do a job and represent their country, and they're put in a really tough position. But as far as the ambassadors for a lot of these causes, you guys are the ones that should be ashamed of yourself.
all of you.
The media, who didn't do a good job of portraying and displaying some of them, because some of them did documentaries and they were documented, so shout out to them. But a lot of them who waited till Qatar was happening to voice their concerns, rather than when it was initially given, you guys are such too. Right? People are like, why is it Marcus? That's not his job. That's the media's job to report on it and to stay on that case. But they'd rather go for clicks and report on Ronaldo 24/7 than actually do things that is real reporting. And it's unfortunate, but that's the world we live in.
And it's okay, because, all the people that are in our DMs talking about, you should talk about this, you should talk about that, why don't you care, and you're turning on, you're waking up at 5 a.m. to turn on those FIFA World Cups, whatever, matches and shit. You too. Hashtag you too.
Yeah. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. We want to hear from you.